I feel like they are giving the worst advice to this dude who's like, it's not even like a secret that will preserve the relationship. It's literally your entire humanity, your existence. I'm saying it. Okay, let's do this. Should I come out to my wife the dilemma?
I love my wife, but I'm gay. Should I come out now? Yes or no?
What is happening?
We brought together a group of strangers to help an anonymous person make one of their toughest decisions.
My wife is the most important person in my life, and I would never want to do anything to hurt her. But I'm also gay, so I'm not sure how to approach it or even how to come out.
After hearing the group's advice, which choice will this person make? This is the dilemma.
This is insane. They're about to do like real life Sophie's Choice, bro. Listen, here's the thing. The more capitalism erodes our humanity in every facet of our lives, the more these things will be commoditized, okay? It's not new, and it will continue to happen. And, you know, as much as I scoff at it and say, wow, this is crazy, it needs to be examined, I mean, I'm going to enjoy it. You know what I mean? But this is very fucked up. How do situations like this happen? Fuck do you mean how do situations like this happen? It's called homophobia.
How long into the relationship did you realize you were gay?
I knew before I got married.
How did you meet your partner?
We grew up in the same community together. We started off as friends, then best friends, and it grew from there.
Is your partner supportive of everything you do?
In our viewpoints on religion, yes. In terms of supporting the LGBT community, no.
Oh, shit.
So religion is a big cornerstone of your guys' relationship?
We both grew up in the same.
Damn, homie's double Christ up. Look at that. Triple Christed up. He was like, one cross is not enough. I got 2 crosses. And on top of that, I got the fucking Virgin Mary. That's crazy. That's absolute craziness. I want to know what he has to say. Easy Kill Marty. Thank you for the 5. Get the subs. He's got, yeah, plus 30 holy defense. If you want defense from the top of the hour ad break, all you need to do is subscribe. Oh my God, here's the woman ad break now.
Religious community, so we both grew up with the same values.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this couple is Mormon, by the way.
And the same social guidelines, so yes.
Do you think your wife knows you're gay?
No, she doesn't.
What was the main reason as to why you went to the yes side?
I have a few family members in the LGBTQ plus community. I know all their experiences coming out have been positive, at least in the long run. I really thought to myself about him coming here, wanting to, share his truth and, speak to us about it. I knew that it's about time. It's starting to boil over, and
Of course everyone went to yes, bro. Chatters, why would they say no, keep it a secret? It's not even like a secret, like a white lie. It's not even like a secret that will preserve the relationship. It's literally your entire humanity, your existence. Yeah, it is destructive. I mean, this is like you're harming your partner. One could make the argument that you're harming your partner. There's no world in which you're better off hiding that.
he needs to come out.
What was your reasoning for marrying a woman even though you knew you were gay?
I thought that if I got married, that it would change me and that I could become straight.
What are your intentions in life, and how do you want to feel about your life?
I want to be truthful, but I also don't want to hurt the people surrounding me. I'm a very honest person. I don't lie. So the fact that I'm basically living a lie right now gives me a lot of anxiety and depression. But I know if I came out suddenly, it would devastate her.
The thing is, I'm bisexual, and I would have never said anything if I ended up falling in love with.
Bro, here's what you do, okay? You let out subtle hints, just subtle hints. You gay pill her, okay? You're like, hey, I really want to watch Chicago again. Okay? You're like, hey, that pool boy's kind of hot, right? You know? Be like, damn. We have all the same, we like all the same shit. That's crazy. He already said she's an LGBT foe. I know. Hey, did you like Glee? I loved it. Yeah, just like how Aaron Rodgers got immunized. Thank you, Yaba Yeez. Exactly. Slowly but surely, just a little bit, okay? You are a foe. Not all of us gays are in a musical theater. Okay. Sure. Good one, Chatter. Yeah.
The man, and everything worked out. And, you know, I fell in love with the woman, and I didn't want to hide anymore. Being your authentic self is my principle.
So is there an expected fallout that extends beyond just the relationship of you and your wife? Like, is it more than just your guys' relationship that's at stake?
My job is tied to the church, so I could potentially lose my job. I would most likely lose my family, my friends, my wife. I would lose everything, basically. I would have nothing and no support.
You're acting like his wife couldn't possibly be a professional hitman. I'd argue that is much worse than living a lie. Okay, well, that's true. That one hyper-specific example does seem like it would be worse, I think.
I could potentially lose my job. I would most likely lose my family.
Yeah, this is the most Mormon man in America.
My friends, my wife. I would lose everything, basically. I would have nothing and no support.
Are we the only people who know about this?
I've never told anyone.
Just based on this information now, you guys can switch to the other side if you want.
That's crazy.
He was explaining what's at stake if he comes out immediately. Because of that, the more I thought about that, the more I was like, you know what? He's going to be losing literally everything because of this. So I feel like he needs to have some.
Typical middle class thinking losing your job isn't a big deal. Bro, what are you talking about? That dude's going to kill himself, Chatter. What the fuck do you mean? Like, he's living a lie. This isn't like some tiny fucking lie, dude. Like, even before you consider like the woman's role in this, right? So should he go homeless instead? I personally don't understand why you are maxing out on like the worst possible scenario when, like, if he were to build a support system before leaning into it, you know, he could get out of it. His entire life revolves around church. Yeah, that sucks. I'm not saying rush into it. You know what I mean? There's always one person who's like, man, that's really fucked up that you said this guy should kill himself.
Sort of plan in motion first.
The reason I said no, I'm bisexual. Same as you. It took me a cool minute to kind of come to terms with that. So it's like, I look more at like, am I safe? If you do, gone. You could lose a lot of things that you've built up on this foundation.
Have you at all considered reaching out to therapy or some sort of counseling to help you through this process?
You should spread a rumor saying his wife is the gay one. Yeah. Slowly but surely, get everyone in the community and in the church to think your wife is actually a lesbian. Ruin her life. Buy a bunch of drugs, okay, and then plant it around the house, and then call up the cops on a false call. Have them find the drugs and, you know, pin it on your wife. Have her arrested. Glee changed me. Yep, no, straight up. Glee changed me, dude. I'm already thinking like I'm a Gleek.
In the community I live in, it's a little bit hard to find counseling. I live in a more rural area, so the majority of counselors are based through the church.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your relationship with God?
Someone said, why doesn't he just go to gay rehab and stop being gay? Yeah, just do conversion therapy, man.
And has there been moments where you've personally experienced him guide you
Yeah, I would say, faith has been a deciding factor in all things that I do in my life, and that I don't, follow God blindly. I've felt Him work in my life before. So for me, it's a real relationship that I have.
That's the thing, though. Like, bro, you're at Jubilee. This is the most godless thing you could do. You know what I mean? It's clear that you needed an outlet so desperately that you were willing to exploit your fucking sexuality and your horrifying circumstances by some of the most demon-like motherfuckers on the planet. You know, you're already, it's over. You already dropped that God side, okay?
And it's the most important relationship I have. God goes before everything else.
Faith is just a huge factor for my truth. To me, that's what I resonated the most. So I wanted to be that representation of like, hey, if you just go in with blind faith, it could still work out.
If you show who you really are to somebody, to anybody, they're gonna show you who they are, like 100% of the time.
Jubilee low-key is like pretty fucking Christian adjacent, by the way. You guys were telling me that they're like actually like kind of religious, and I see it. Like they do some real weird content sometimes. Like the evangelical video was weird as fuck. They always find like random, no matter what they're looking at, there's always like some religious person involved. Like they'll be like, yeah, I'm I'm disabled, I'm trans, and I'm an evangelical Protestant. And I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, how did you find this person? You know what I mean? Like, you must have sought it out, right? Like, they always low-key find like people who love God.
And if you're surrounding yourself with people who are kind of not in support of the person that you really are, then that's not a healthy situation to be in. And I think he should 100% come out like today.
I'm bisexual. It took me a cool minute. One of my, I'm not gonna name names, I'll say a family member, told my parents. It gave me a lot of anxiety. It was like, am I gonna get kicked out? I'm gonna stay here. Are they upset with me? It was very much like, okay, whatever, I don't wanna talk to you right now. And it's like, I know coming out, like everyone's like, do it, it's great, you'll feel better. But for me, coming out, it made me feel worse. Because I'm like, I live my truth, but it didn't make me feel the way I wanted to feel.
I believe that everybody should live their truth. You're not emotionally responsible for anybody. You don't owe anybody your life. You be you, and they'll figure out how to be them.
I think it's different, like you're saying, you're not responsible.
You're like, I'm Australian, but also I'm a Latter-day Saints Mormon for the church. You know, it's crazy. Jubilee fucking called me up and said, I'll give you the Christian perspective.
For other people's feelings, but it is, I know the guilt that I would feel as like a husband to be hiding something from my wife is like horrible.
Yeah, because like, let's also not forget that they are married. They have vows.
Yeah.
And part of
There's
those
a lot
vows
attached
is
to
to
that.
tell the truth. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because you're taking away another person's ability to live in reality, and that's wrong.
I do want to point out that I'm not necessarily saying that he should wait like years to come out. I'm just saying maybe
no,
take
don't do
just like a couple months. Like I would say go to counseling, go to therapy, figure out who you are, and who you are even without the church and without your wife and without all of that stuff. Once you figure all that out, then you can start going through that process of how am I going to come out.
Yeah, but I think the focus should be more like him just finding himself, like all that planning, like where's he gonna go and all that stuff. Yeah, those are tough questions, but it doesn't have to be answered right now because, it takes baby steps.
Oh man.
Coming out is not ripping off a Band-Aid. It comes with so much anxiety. It comes with so much fallback.
Bro, this is crazy. I feel like they're just I feel like they are giving the worst advice to this dude who's like kind of looking for people to tell him that this is right. You know what I mean? Like, you don't do this video. You don't agree to doing this video unless you need like someone to convince you. I think he needs that extra push. And these people are like, get the fuck back in the closet. Not entirely convinced if that's a good thing or not. It does seem like it's a bad thing.
Depending on who you are, where your community is aligned, you know what I mean? And it shouldn't just be ripped off, because even ripping off Band-Aids hurt. You know what I mean? It's not a painless process just because it's quick. And people...
Wait, what? But you're missing the point of that term is that, like, yes, swift pain now, and it's significantly better because it offers you freedom in the future. What?
People really need to understand that.
Was there anything in the discussion that caught your attention in some way?
I think when they were mentioning when you come out, like right now, that person will show their true colors to me. That resonated with me because that is true. The other issue that was brought up was the point of counseling and kind of preparing myself. I feel like that could be beneficial.
I think there was too much discussion of what's step 10, what's step 7. What do we do like 3 stages from now?
Yeah, I think that's what he's gonna get. I think what he needs from us is comfort.
Like ultimately, at the end of the day, people are going to be people, and you can't predict how someone's going to react.
Right.
Also, I've met people who've been in a dangerous situation because they came out.
So the biggest concern
Find
is his
community.
safety.
I mean, even the no column seems like no now, but yes in the future. So I guess it's not in the worst. It's not the worst advice you can get, you know? Sorry, I just got a text message.
So one thing we talked about was not necessarily needing a plan because your dilemma isn't coming out to the world right now, but it's coming out to your wife.
They just revealed a skillet at the Trump rally that makes pancakes with Trump's face on them. I love that. Trump's rally is supposed to be coming up soon, but...
Like your partner. And just as a married man of faith, you said your wife grew up in the church with you and you grew up in the church, and so your wife possesses those fruits of the Spirit that are like patience and kindness. And I think those attributes, like you said, it sounds like are in her. And so she would be loving and kind and patient with you.
One of the things I want to just encourage you on is that you've been in a vulnerable position before where you had to put your whole trust in God and He came through. So I just encourage you to sometimes be okay with taking just the first step forward, and everything else you could figure out along the way.
So I first want to be clear that yes, you should come out, but you should definitely wait and give it a little bit more time. Because we're worried about your safety, number one. The other thing too is that you need resources and you need time to get those resources. Like I said, like these divorce processes and everything, they don't take a week. And then it's all about your community, right? Personally, me and my family is super religious, so I very much understand where you're coming from about investing so much time in your community and the sense of loss that comes with it. But you have to understand that you'll be fine, your relationship with God will be fine, but this is a very tough decision that is more than that.
Jacob, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling like I got a lot of just helpful words that have helped me kind of put together an idea of what I want to do going forward.
Have you made a decision in your mind right now?
Yeah, I think I have.
He's gonna go with yes.
Yeah, so upon getting home, I told my wife that I wanted to do counseling. And we've been meeting with a wonderful counselor, and she has just been able to give us a lot of tools to work with. We meet one-on-one, so I get a chance to be very open with her about how I feel. So I think within the next few months, definitely, I'll be ready to fully come out and just prepare myself and my wife for that.
I mean, it's no, but later. Like, it's not a no, it's a yes, but later. I mean, it's a little bit of a debate because the prompt is now, right? So that's what it is. Like, all that does is prolong the hurt, though. No, I disagree. I think ultimately, yes, if the difference between like coming out immediately without any sort of plan versus coming out with an appropriate plan, then yeah, no, it's better. Isn't the wife now going to think they're in counseling to save their marriage?
I feel like the weight's been lifted a bit. I still have a journey to go through, And it's going to be hard either way, but I feel a bit of
Such a weird take in this community. We all come from conservative parents, and no, coming out isn't that easy. Yeah, I mean, I think that you should obviously, look, you should live your life and be free to do whatever you wish to do, as long as it doesn't hurt other people. Coming out is the healthy thing to do in this situation, but you should definitely have a support system. Like, is we? I mean, there's a lot of gay people in this community. There's a lot of trans people in this community. You know what I mean? That's why the person said we. Imagine the amount of hurt the person who's gay feels lying to their spouse. The man doesn't want to hurt his wife. Yeah.